Welcome to Intellify. Myself Ilish Maheshwari. In this video, we are going to see the NCERT solutions and some extra questions for the chapter Indigo of class 12th. The story Indigo, written by Louis Fisher, highlights the unequal economic system that existed during colonial British rule. It is a story about self reliance, a story which tells us that effective leadership can solve any kind of problems without violence. Let us first have a look on the solved NCERT questions. Under the heading, Think as you read. Question number 1. Strike out what is not true in the following. A. Rajkumar Shukla was. Options are first, a sharecropper, second, a politician, third, a delegate, and fourth, a landlord. So, in this story, Rajkumar Shukla is a poor, illiterate, but a resolute sharecropper from Champaran. So, the correct answer is second option, that is, a politician. Part B. Rajkumar Shukla was. Options are first, poor, second, physically strong, third, illiterate. So, as we have already discussed, Rajkumar Shukla is a poor and illiterate peasant. So, the correct answer is second, physically strong. Question number 2. Why is Rajkumar Shukla described as being a resolute? Resolute means determined. Answer. He had come all the way from Champaran district in the foothills of Himalayas to Lucknow to speak to Gandhi. Shukla accompanied Gandhi everywhere. So let us look at the scenario first before proceeding to the answer. Peasants from Champaran have to plant 15% of indigo and give their indigo crop to British as rent. The tenants are under a long-term agreement to do so. But British came to know about synthetic indigo later, so British did not require indigo crop anymore. So in order to release the poor peasants from the agreement of 15%, they start demanding, they here refers to British, start demanding compensation, which was completely wrong. So Rajkumar Shukla want to arrange a meeting with Gandhiji to discuss this issue. So he followed Gandhiji everywhere to approach him. Now let us come back to the answer. He had come all the way from Champaran district in the foothills of Himalayas to Lucknow to speak to Gandhi. He here refers to Rajkumar Shukla. Shukla accompanied means follow Gandhi everywhere. Shukla followed him to the ashram near Ahmedabad. For weeks he never left Gandhi's side till Gandhi asked him to meet at Calcutta. So Rajkumar is described as resolute, that is, he is completely determined that he will meet Gandhiji and will resolve this issue of peasants and this indigo crop. Question number 3. Why do you think the servants thought Gandhi to be another peasant? Peasant means farmer. Answer. Shukla led Gandhi to Rajendra Prasad's house. So Rajendra Prasad is a lawyer in this story. The servants knew Shukla as a poor man. Servant here refers to the servants of Rajendra Prasad's house. The servants knew Shukla as a poor man. Gandhiji was also clad. Clad means dressed in a simple dhoti. He was the companion of a peasant. Hence the servant thought Gandhiji to be another peasant. So Gandhiji was so simply dressed like Shukla, so servants mistook him as another peasant. Question number 4. List the places that Gandhi visited between his first meeting with Shukla, that is Rajkumar Shukla, and his arrival at Champaran. So Champaran is a district in Bihar. Answer. Gandhi visited Kanpur, Ahmedabad, Calcutta and Patna between his first meeting with Shukla and his arrival at Champaran. So these were the all places that Gandhiji visited between his first meeting with Shukla and his arrival at Champaran. Question number 5. What did the peasants pay the British landlords as rent? What did the British now want instead and why? What would be the impact of synthetic indigo on the prices of natural indigo? So the answer is, peasants were forced or compelled to plant 15% of their holdings, holdings means land, with indigo and surrender the entire harvest as rent. So peasants were forced to plant 15% indigo on their land and give their indigo crop to the British as rent. With the advent means rise of synthetic indigo, they wanted agreements from the tenants to pay them compensation for being released from 15% agreement, which is again wrong. As the synthetic indigo was much cheaper, so the rates of natural indigo would also go down. So, because everybody will prefer synthetic indigo only because it was much cheaper than natural indigo. Question number 6. Why did Gandhi agree to a settlement of 25% refund to the farmers? Answer. Gandhi believed that the amount of refund was less important than the fact that landlords have been forced to return part of the money. With this refund, they were leaving some of their prestige. Prestige means respect. So he agreed to a settlement of 25% refund. So what happens was, when the whole matter of indigo was taken to court, then the planters were found guilty and they were asked to pay 25% amount to the peasant. So Gandhiji accepted this particular amount, that is 25% amount, because according to him, money was not that important. Important thing was that landlord has been forced to bow down before peasants. Question number 7. How did the episode change the plight of the peasant? Plight means difficulty. Answer. The Champaran episode filled the peasants with courage and self-confidence. They realized their potential and strength. So this is how difficulty of peasants was decreased, because they now learned how to be self-dependent and take their own stand if they are correct enough. So this episode was a turning point for the peasant. Next heading is understanding the text. Question number 1 under this heading. Why do you think Gandhi considered the Champaran episode to be a turning point in his life? Turning point means a decisive and important situation. Answer. The Champaran episode began as an attempt to ease the sufferings of a large number of poor peasants. Ease means decrease. He got spontaneous support. Spontaneous means readily. So he got spontaneous support from thousands of people. Gandhi admits that what he had done was a very ordinary thing. He declared that the British could not order him in his own country. Hence he considered the Champaran episode as a turning point in his life. So, this incident made many poor peasants realize their potential and made them more confident than ever. So, this was not a turning point in the Gandhi's life only, but also for the peasants who supported Gandhiji in their movement. Question number 2. How was Gandhi able to influence lawyers? Give instances. Answer. Gandhi asked the lawyers what they would do if he was sentenced to prison. Sentenced to prison means declare the punishment of imprisonment. They said that they had come to advise him. If he went to jail, they would go home. Then Gandhi asked them about the injustice to the sharecroppers. The lawyer held consultations. Consultations means meetings. They came to the conclusion that it would be shameful desertion if they went home. So they were told Gandhi that they were ready to follow him into jail. So when Gandhiji asked lawyers what they would do if he went to prison, so they, after arranging a meeting, they here refers to I am talking about all the lawyers. So the lawyers, after arranging a meeting, decided that they also will follow Gandhiji to the jail. Question number 3. What was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of home rule? Answer. The average Indians in smaller localities were afraid to show sympathy for the advocates of home rule. Gandhi stayed at Muzaffarpur for 2 days at home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. It was an extraordinary thing in those days for a government professor to give shelter to the one who opposed the government. Question number 4. How do we know that ordinary people too contributed to the freedom movement? Answer. Professor J.B. Kriplani received Gandhi at Muzaffarpur railway station at midnight. He had a large body of students with him. Sharecroppers from Champaran came on foot by conveyance to see Gandhi. Muzaffarpur lawyers too called on him. A vast multitude means a large mass of people, greeted Gandhi when he reached Motihari railway station. Thousands of people demonstrated around the courtroom. This shows that ordinary people too contributed the freedom movement in India. So, A large body of students, sharecroppers, lawyers, and a vast multitude all were in support of Gandhiji, and they all contributed something or the other in the freedom movement. Talking about the text, discuss the following under this heading. Question number 1. Freedom from fear is more important than legal justice for the poor. Do you think the poor of India are free from fear after independence? So the answer is, for the poor of India, means of survival is far more important than freedom or legal justice. I don't think the poor of India are free from fear after independence. So after we have got independence, then also we or some other peasants are still under the afraid of something or the other. The foreign rulers have been replaced by corrupt politicians and self servicing bureaucracy. So, bureaucracy is a system of government in which important decisions are taken by the state officials and not by the elected representatives. Means it is not a kind of democracy. Power brokers and money lenders have a field day. Continuation. The situation has improved in cities and towns for the poor, but the poor in the remote villages still fear the big farmers and money lenders. So now we are giving certain instances which prove our point that we are still not free from fear even after independence, especially the poor peasants and the farmers and all the poor persons. The police and the revenue officials are still objects of terror for them. The poor landless workers have to still work hard to make both ends meet. Peasants and tenant farmers have to borrow money from rich money lenders on exorbitant rates of interest. Exorbitant means high. High rates of interest, which usually they fail to repay due to the failure of monsoon and bad crops. Cases of small farmers committing suicide are quite common. So the answer is trying to tell us that even after independence we are not free from fear. We fear with something or the other. This may be due to the corruption system in the democracy. Second, the qualities of a good leader. A good leader has a mass appeal. Means a good leader considers the views of everyone. He rises from the masses, thinks for them, and works for them. He is sincere in his approach. He is a man of principles. Truth, honesty, patriotism, morality, the spirit of service, and sacrifice are the hallmarks. Hallmarks means characteristics of a good leader. He never mixes politics with religion, means he is never biased. He believes in working for the welfare of the nature. Welfare means for the good of the nation and does not think in the narrow terms of class, caste, or region. Means he never discriminates on the grounds of class, caste, region, religion, etc. He is same and one for all the persons in his team. Continuation. Corruption and nepotism. Nepotism means favoritism are the two evils that surround a leader in power. The life of a good leader is an open book, means the life of a good leader is crystal clear. There is no difference between his words and actions. He exactly do, that is, a good leader exactly do what he says. Such good leaders are very rare, that is difficult to find. What we find today are practical politicians who think of achieving their end without bothering about the purity of means. The law of expediency. Expediency means being convenient and practical gets the better of morality. Let us now move to next set of questions, that is extra questions. First type of questions are short answer type. Question 1. When and where did Louis Fisher first met Gandhi? What did they talk about? Answer. Louis Fisher served as a volunteer in British Army between 1918 and 1920. He wrote a book on Gandhi named The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. He met Gandhi when he first visited him in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram. So they first met each other at the ashram of Sevagram of Gandhiji in central India. That was the time when Gandhi told him how he had decided to urge the departure. Departure means making someone go away of the British from India in 1917. Question number 2. What episode in Patna showed Gandhi the existence of a rigid caste system? Rigid means a very strong caste system. Answer: Shukla took Gandhi to Patna. He led him to the house of a lawyer, Rajendra Prasad, who was out of town. So Shukla, along with Gandhiji, went to Rajendra Prasad, that is a lawyer, to his house. But the servants recognized Shukla as a poor indigo peasant. Rajendra Prasad was not there in his house, but the servants of Rajendra Prasad house recognizes Rajkumar Shukla as a poor indigo peasant. They let him and his companion, that is Gandhiji, stay on his premises but forbade them to draw water from the well. They presumed Gandhi to be another peasant and treated him as an untouchable. Gandhi was made aware of the menace of the caste system. So Gandhiji was simply dressed like Shukla. So the servants of Rajendra Prasad took Mr. Gandhiji as another peasant, and they were not allowed. Shukla and Gandhiji was not allowed to draw water from the well. This shows how strong the caste system was at that time. Question number 3. What was Gandhi's first step to Rajkumar Shukla and the indigo sharecroppers? Answer: Gandhi decided first to go to Muzaffarpur en route to Champaran to obtain more information about the prevailing means existing conditions of the indigo sharecroppers. He consequently sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kripalani of the Arts College in Muzaffarpur, whom he had seen at Tagore's Shantiniketan school, requesting a meeting. Question number 4. What was the stand of the Englishman on indigo farming? What was the reaction of the peasants? So as we know that peasants of Champaran were forced to plant indigo on their land, and they have to share this indigo crop to the British man as a rent. Now let us look at the answer. The English landlords learned that Germany had developed synthetic indigo. So now they have learned about the synthetic indigo, which is much cheaper than natural indigo that is being planted by the peasants of Champaran. They forced the sharecroppers to enter an agreement whereby they were required to pay them compensation for being released from the 15% arrangement. Now this is very wrong. Many peasants signed it. Some of the illiterate peasants who were not ready to rescind this statement, so they have signed this. Some of them resisted and engaged lawyers, while some of them protested. The landlords hired thugs. Thugs means goons, to get their way. When the information about synthetic indigo reached the peasants who had signed the agreement, they wanted their money back. They arranged for Gandhi to intervene on behalf, but he was met with resentment from the government, who tried their best to dissuade means prevent them from taking up this cause by forcing him to leave Champaran. Question number 5. It was not easy for Gandhi to get information about the agreement with the peasants. Why? Answer: Gandhi first visited the Secretary of British Landlords Association to collect information about the agreement with peasants. They refused to give information to an outsider. So from there he didn't get any information. The British official commissioner of the Tirhut division, in which the Champaran district lay, bullied him and advised him to leave Tirhut. Gandhi refused to leave. So now he is getting warnings to leave this campaign and also to leave Champaran, but Gandhiji refused to do so. Next set of questions are long answer type. 1. Question number 1. Rajkumar Shukla unwittingly played an important role. Unwittingly means unknowingly. He played a very important role in freeing the peasant community in India. Freeing means to release. Answer: Rajkumar Shukla met Gandhi in December 1916 when he had gone to attend the annual convention of the Indian National Congress in Lucknow. He informed Gandhi about the injustice of the indigo sharecropping arrangement that preyed on the poor Champaran peasants. He informed him about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. So he approaches Gandhiji and told them about all the sufferings that the peasants are undergoing due to this indigo crop and the British men. Continuation. Though Rajkumar was illiterate, He was resolute. Resolute means determined to convince Gandhi to take up their cause. So, though Rajkumar was illiterate and was a poor peasant, but he was determined enough to convince Gandhiji to take up their case of indigo crop. He accompanied means follow Gandhiji to Kanpur and other parts of India and to his ashram near Ahmedabad. And for weeks he never left Gandhi's side. So this shows how much he was determined for Gandhiji to take up their case. Finally, when Gandhi went to Calcutta, Rajkumar Shukla convinced him to visit Champaran, a district in Bihar. Question number 2. Why did the officials feel powerless without Gandhi's cooperation? How did they react? Answer. When Gandhiji was summoned means given official order by court. To appear in the court, he telegraphed Rajendra Prasad, that is the lawyer, to come with his influential friends. The town of Motihari was filled with peasants who had come because they had heard that the Mahatma, that is Mahatma Gandhi, who wanted to help them, was in trouble with his authorities. The demonstration in thousand was the first step towards their liberation from fear, that is, they feared no more from all the authorities. The officials felt powerless without Gandhi's cooperation. Continuation. He helped them regulate the crowd. He proved that their might could be challenged by Indians, that the Indians can overtook their power. The government was taken aback and wanted to consult their superiors. The prosecutor requested the judge to postpone, that is the delay, the trial, but Gandhiji protested against the delay. He read a statement stating that he was guilty of flouting the law, that is, not abiding by the law, but he expressed no regret for helping the cause of the poor peasants. But he was not in a regret because he helped the poor peasants. He also refused to furnish bail and was eventually released without bail. Next set of questions are value-based questions. Question number 1. Self-reliance, that is self-dependence. Indian independence and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. That is, all the three things are related to each other. Justify. Answer. In Champaran, the landlords forced the peasants to enter into an arrangement to relieve them of the 15% sharecropping arrangement in return for compensation. The poor peasants were duped out of their money and they were demanding a refund. They appealed to Gandhi to fight for their cause. He resisted and was produced in a court in Motihari. Peasants flocked from around the area and turned up in thousands to offer Gandhi their support. Continuation. This planted the seeds of first civil disobedience movement in India. Gandhi finally succeeded in making the British authorities order for reimbursement to sharecroppers. That is, they have to pay 25% refund to the peasants. Though the peasants were compensated in part, they won against the system of landlord and British government. It taught them the essential lesson in self-reliance, that is self-dependence, and instilled means filled them with courage to stand against the injustice and the British rule. The civil disobedience movement was the first of its own kind in India and paved way for the struggle to achieve Indian independence. So that was all in this video. Thank you for watching.